Save $10,000 with a minimum wage job. When I was 19, I started working, earning about $8 an hour in my first job. It's not a lot of money, but that is not the point because I learned a lot from that job. Because of that job, I graduated from college without any debt to my name. I traveled around the world to over 30 countries. I saved $10,000 for the first time from my hard work. Many think about making millions and investing in real estate, which is challenging, especially when starting from zero. If you can take out a loan and whatnot, you'll have no choice but to start from scratch. You'll have to work your way right from the very bottom, whether it be washing dishes at fast food or mopping the floors, because not everyone has a degree and a high-paying job on the get-go right after college. I'll dive in further on how you can save and live a fulfilling life even with a minimum wage job. So keep watching. Welcome to Savvy, where we have lots of practical wisdom to share. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more advice here on Savvy. Today, I'll share with you how to save $10,000 with a minimum wage job. Saving and living within your means doesn't necessarily mean you live a boring life. You will also learn to have a minimalist lifestyle. You can be on your way to reaching that specific goal you have while still enjoying the journey. You can enjoy your life even with a small amount of money. I'll tell you how I saved my first $10,000 while earning minimum wage. We will be splitting our discussion into 3 parts: knowing your rhythm, making a plan, and saving strategies. So let's start with the first, knowing your rhythm. It's like racing and picking up your rhythm at your own pace. Instead of a triathlon, you are racing in the race of life. The reality is that we don't all start at the starting line in the race. Others are ahead of us, and others are way behind us. Some might start 15 miles early, while others start 15 miles behind us. This is because not all things are fair. Some have advantages that we don't. Others don't have the advantages that we do. It's better to think of life as a marathon rather than a race, because technically a marathon is a race, but not much of a competition. When you're starting to save, you should acknowledge your circumstances to make feasible and realistic plans and set achievable targets for saving. I wasn't born into a wealthy family. My family didn't have many connections. We were below middle class, and I started working minimum wage jobs. While working, I stayed with my family. They were able to support me and feed me, so I could live with them while earning a bit. So I didn't have many expenses at that time. It would help if you acknowledge your reality when you started saving, so you know what you're working with for you to make the best plan possible to save money. Before you start saving, you should see why you want to save and what your motive is. At that time, I wanted to save because I didn't want to be in debt, and I wanted to explore the world, go to places I hadn't been, and immerse myself in new experiences. Because I had a motive, I had a reason behind why I wanted to save, and this is what made saving easier for me. What strategy have you tried from what was mentioned so far? How is this working for you? Please share it with us in the comments below. The next thing you'll want to do is make a plan for your entire life. I've used the same strategy for saving because it's practical and works for me. You can make some changes when needed for it to be the best strategy for you. In making a plan, you're going to follow these 3 steps. The first is to know how much you can save in a week. Before I started saving, I estimated how much I could keep in a week, which helped me set my goals in saving. I was making around $7 an hour, and I could take home around $150 in a week post-taxes. Because I was living at my family's home, I didn't pay for any expenses, and I knew that I could live off around $80 in a week, and the rest I could save. So weekly, I was saving about $70. The next thing you should do is separate your money. By making a checking account and savings account in the bank, you can separate your money and know which you can use to spend and what's for saving. So every week I would put 70 in my savings and the rest in my checking account. This strategy has benefited me immensely and has made my savings progress. The second I get my money, I divided it up to keep my expenses in check and my savings on track. Suppose you don't take money from your savings account, which you shouldn't unless it's necessary. In that case, your savings should continue to grow. Your checking account will fluctuate since this is the money you're spending. The third step is to be consistent and patient. Consistency is key, and it's what most people struggle with. It'll take a long time to save your first $10,000 when you're earning minimum wage. But it is possible despite how difficult and lengthy the process is. Those were my steps to saving. It's simple. Saving money isn't as complex as people make it out to be. All you need to do is set a target amount to save weekly. Divide your money and be consistent and patient. The issue for many is that they aren't earning enough but spending too much. So how can you cut back on your expenses? I'll help you figure this out as well. The first step is to have the mindset that the $10,000 are made up of $10,001 decisions. Every dollar has value because every dollar makes up the $10,000 I've worked for. So I should think about every dollar I'm spending. The following strategy is to use your resources, whether your family or your friends, to lessen your expenses. The next strategy is to know what intangible currencies are. One intangible currency you have is your character. When you have a good character, most people who are good too will be willing to lend you a hand. The fourth strategy would be to not spend on unnecessary things. Your necessities are food, water, clothes, and a home. Anything other than that is unnecessary, but this doesn't mean denying yourself all the time. The fifth strategy is to save all the extra money you are getting, whether it's birthday money or a work bonus. The sixth strategy is to take advantage of special occasions. Instead of asking for something you want, ask for something you need, so you no longer have to spend on it. That's enough practical wisdom for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below. We will be posting 4 to 5 videos per week, so click the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of our new videos weekly. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.